Obviously, you had 3 officers that were injured on Friday.
Correct.
We want to know the condition, if you can tell us about the female officer that was in critical condition.
Well, I don't want to speak too much about it, but she's doing as well as can be expected with such an injury. It was a pretty traumatic injury. I think she has a road ahead of her, a long road ahead of her for recovery. Of course, we're all going to pray for her and work with her and get her back, I hope, 100%. You know, but it's a tough time for her and her family. I know they haven't wanted to speak, and I respect that. So I don't want to go too far with my comments about our officers. The other officer who was shot has been released. He's at home. I spoke to him. I've spoken to all the family, of course, and the officers that I can. So we're doing okay. We're going to keep moving forward. Unfortunately, these things happen, right? It's where we come together as a group, as a family, as a community, right? We pray and we do what we can for our folks.
Yeah, well, in a matter of like just an hour, I think she raised, there's a GoFundMe obviously for the officer. I'm not sure if you can confirm the name, but we had Alexandria, Senior Officer Alexandria, who's basically the GoFundMe, was a former PIO, I believe, who made that. It's raised $15,000. I wouldn't be surprised if it's going to surpass that goal.
I hope so. There's a lot of costs that you don't see, family at that, coming in, staying, there's a whole lot that goes on that outside of what's covered in traditional coverage. The city does great in caring for its personnel. I got to give it to them. They've worked just right away to try to get her everything she can, anything she needs and that they can do. But, there's always ancillary costs that we have to, people come together to take care of.
The other officer that was injured who had shrapnel, he was released that same day.
He was, yes.
And then the other officer you said?
He suffered a gunshot wound to his arm, and he's home. I think he'll have some time for recovery too.
And then the third officer who was in critical condition, do we know where she was shot?
Where she was shot?
Yeah, where she was shot.
She was shot in the head. Yes. Yeah. Like I said, it's a traumatic injury. And she's doing as well as can be expected, and she's a super strong lady. So we're praying for her.
Absolutely. And I know obviously you spoke about this on Friday with our reporter, but do you have any more details on how this happened?
How it happened? Just what I put out. The suspect, Wayne Connor, had just committed a homicide about an hour and a half earlier on Agnes Street. And officers recognized the vehicle as a suspect vehicle, and during the confrontation, a shootout happened. So.
Was it just an approach, and then the person pulled the gun?
Well, we're reviewing all of that right now, but it was during the interaction, and it produced a weapon and started shooting at our officers.
And how can people continue to help?
I'll just keep supporting. It was a great support out there. People came out of the businesses, and there was a lot of good support out there. So just, pray for your officers, pray for their families, right? Just stay connected with us. The closer we are, the better we do, right? We can't effectively, police or keep people safe without the help of the community. So if we just stay together, we'll be fine.